I,
Please state your name.
Rodrigo Duterte,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and conscientiously
and conscientiously
fulfill
fulfill
my duties
my duties
as President
as
of the
President
Philippines
of the Philippines.
Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte took office on June 30th, 2016. Since then, almost 3,000 people have been killed without legal process in his war on drugs. That's about 44 per day. Here at the Philippine Senate in Pasay City, lawmakers called on the Philippine National Police to explain the spike in drug-related deaths.
I strongly believe extrajudicial or extralegal killings, whether perpetrated by the state or by non-state actors, must stop. Are all of this indicated in the corresponding reports?
Yes, Your Honor.
Nanlaban.
Nanlaban.
And
Otherwise, if hindi sila naglaban, buhay sila, Your Honor.
In the dark alleys of Metro Manila, dead bodies have turned up with alarming regularity. Like this man, an alleged drug dealer, dumped on the street in July. His face was covered with packing tape and a placard that said, "I am a pusher." These two suspected drug pushers were killed by police in June during a drug bust operation that ended in a shootout. Meanwhile, a tricycle driver was gunned down by 3 men in Caloocan City just this August. Though his friends and family members said he was not involved in illegal drugs, a report later said that cops recovered 2 plastic sachets containing shabu, or crystal meth, from the crime scene. The killing of the tricycle driver was caught on CCTV, but the suspects are still unidentified and at large. Who is responsible for these deaths? We asked the Philippine National Police spokesperson General Leonardo Carlos, who narrowed things down to 4 main types of killings.
Unang-una, ang na-identify dyan ay yung vigilante. Ibig sabihin, papatay sila, lalagyan nila ang tinatawag ng cardboard justice. Pangalawang grupo, identify do yan. Sa kanila o sa sindikato, kapag hindi ka ho nakaka-remit in 2 weeks, tutumba ka ho ng gun hire nila. Ngayon, meron din hong sila they're doing this to cover their tracks. Ayaw nilang sila, pag pumunta na ho doon sa Tokhang project natin, dan ho ako nagsosource. Meron ng mga regular crimes that are happening. May sistema rin ho sila na away nyo lang pala yan, palalabasin mong drug lord yung lalagyan mo ng cardboard, wag tularan, yung to divert.
International organizations have condemned these drug-related murders, which are explicitly sanctioned by Duterte, who won 16.6 million votes on an anti-drug and anti-crime platform. Duterte says the Philippines is consumed by a drug crisis where addicts, many of them the poorest of the poor, are trapped in a cycle of committing crimes to sustain their habit.
Pati itong droga, this will pull down this country. They become dysfunctional with your family that's maghiwalay lang. So kawawa yung bata, kawawa yung pamilya. And itong mga human rights, just what they say, hindi nila binilang yung namatay noong hindi pa ako presidente. At yung mga bata na nirape. At yung mga bata na hinatsa. Human rights. Use it properly in the right context. If you have the brains.
Meanwhile, the rich and powerful make money on drug distribution. Duterte has ordered Philippine police to shoot to kill suspects if they resist arrest.
Only if your life is in danger at lumabat, may baril rin o may kutsilyo at magdastas na, barilin mo. And I'll give you a medal. My order to the police and to the military is to shoot to kill.
The Philippine government's strategy for fighting the drug menace is called Operation Double Barrel for its 2-pronged approach that targets both powerful drug lords and street-level users.
Project Double Barrel, which is targeting high-value target, the upper barrel, and the lower barrel, which is the low targets. They are the street-level pushers.
Drug abuse has been a problem in the Philippines since as early as October 1907, when the Opium Law was passed to restrict the sale of this pain-numbing drug. In 1972, with 20,000 drug users recorded and marijuana as their most popular illegal substance, the Dangerous Drugs Board was formed by President Ferdinand Marcos. That same year, Marcos put to death by firing squad a Chinese drug lord named Lim Seng who was manufacturing and selling cocaine in the Philippines. To scare Filipinos, Lim Seng's execution was broadcast live on television. A 2016 U.S. State Department report, quoting statistics from the Dangerous Drugs Board of the Philippines, says 1.7 million Filipinos, or 1.6% of the population, are addicted to illegal drugs. But the real numbers are probably higher. Shabu, with its cheap, strong high, is the drug of choice in the Philippines, and it is massively addictive. The Philippines' drug problem isn't confined to Metro Manila either.
Mas malala pa nga pag tinignan mo outside of Metro Manila. Doon sa amin sa Mindanao, sa Region 10, ang Cagayan de Oro, Bukidnon, malaki din ang tama.
Senator Miguel Zubiri from the Mindanao region says people there have stopped smoking cigarettes. Instead, they're buying a hit of shabu for half an American dollar.
Ang sinabi sa akin ng aking mga workers doon sa factory ay pag lumabas daw sila sa planta, malapit sa isang parang sari-sari store, nakakabili daw sila ng isang sachet of shabu for 20 pesos. 20 pesos per hit. Sa sobrang mura, hindi na daw sila gumagamit ng sigarilyo, shabu na lang.
The majority of Filipinos support the war against drugs, but many are worried that Duterte is not making a distinction between drug users and drug pushers. No one we spoke to was willing to go on record to declare their support of extrajudicial killings. But at the Philippine Senate, boxer Manny Pacquiao, a Bible-quoting devout Christian and a first-time senator, has not only praised Duterte's drug war, he's also declared that killing convicted drug pushers is not a problem.
So on the issue of death penalty, I could not help but consult the Bible. Sa death penalty for drug traffickers, kakampi po natin dito sino mang Juan de la Cruz. At lahat ng Pilipino na sumusunod sa batas at gumagalang sa karapatan ng kanyang kapwa.
Coconuts TV went to Makati to interview former Philippine Senator Rene Sagisag at his home. Now 77 years old, he is a prominent and respected human rights lawyer and is one of the more vocal critics of Duterte's war against drugs. He criticized the president's statements naming and shaming alleged drug lords and police officers without formal investigation and demanded due process.
Yung shame campaign is wrong. It's a violation of human rights. Imagine, ililink ka na drug trafficker. It's very, very unfair. Dahil kung talagang masama yan, due process pa rin. Lalo na kung walang base. Try these people. Give them a chance to be heard.
F. Cionel Jose, an influential Filipino journalist and novelist, is one of those who believe in Duterte's leadership. He says this war against drugs has been a long time coming and that Filipinos need to accept that there will be collateral damage.
In a revolutionary situation, there's bound to be collateral damage. So we must be prepared not only for the painful process of this revolution, but for the collateral damage as is happening and the emotional travail wherein families will be broken up, brothers will be quarreling, that sort of thing, and even friendships will be sundered, because eventually this is just at the lower levels, but you can see it already going up. It's going to go up. It's going to affect our elites, the business and banking sectors, because there is also a lot of corruption in the higher levels of society.
In our next episode of Double Barrel, international media has universally condemned the drug war, but has anyone bothered to ask the people who have suffered the most at the hands of addicts what they think?
I did not kill anybody, but I did committed horrendous things that when I remember right now, these days, I am really ashamed about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want even to share it to anybody because it's so shameful.
Coconuts TV.